This is about the Boston bombing. I believe that it was a mercenary group called Blackwater or Craft International. They were wearing, at least two operatives that were spotted were wearing Craft International clothing. I've gone to their website. I've seen the hat that this man was wearing. I've seen the pants and the boots and the jacket. I've seen the logo on the guy, and one of their backpacks seemed to have something big in it, something bulging and pointed. Now, a pressure cooker is sort of like that. It would create that sort of bulge. As for that 17-year-old kid that was supposedly innocent, not buying it. The picture of him with his duffel bag near one of the bombers was showing him with a duffel bag, and then I don't know how much longer later, in another picture, his duffel bag is gone. And in this one GIF that I saw, if you don't know what a GIF is, it's like basically a video and a picture. It only plays a few seconds or maybe longer, besides the point. This GIF showed that this guy, after the explosion, ran up and grabbed something. I don't know what he grabbed, but I believe it might have been that duffel bag, because the police never recovered his duffel bag. They've only found a backpack which showed which one of the operatives was carrying. But the duffel bag may have been taken by somebody, I don't know. Hell, the kid's supposedly a track star. He may have ran off and grabbed it and dumped it somewhere, who knows. But hope you don't mind. But as for these two suspects that are, and that one of them is, I believe, dead, and the other is in custody, I think they were patsies. I think they were set up by the CIA or Craft International, but they most definitely did not know what they were doing. Or they were rookies. That's another theory I have. They were rookies. Their exit strategy was botched, and it resulted in a shootout and then them getting captured. And the reason I believe this is because those other two operatives that I was talking about, and I'll have all the pictures, I'll link it into the description for this video. They're nowhere to be found. Nobody has looked for them. There's been no search, anything. I believe it was because of the MIT shooting that attention got drawn away from these two, and especially because the media pushed that these two were the bombers. And that made me really suspicious, because what about these other two suspects? They were obviously not there for the marathon. Definitely not there for the marathon. They seemed to be dressed in paramilitary almost dress. I mean, their boots were almost, they looked similar to combat boots. Their stature was very, I don't know how to explain it, but it was a very military style stature. I mean, my family's been in the military. I used to be obsessed with the military. I was a statist and all that shit before I found libertarianism. But I know how military people stand. It's just, it's obvious. It's just kind of, you know. And the way they were standing, the way that they were just portraying themselves, they weren't spectators looking at or watching a marathon. They were there for some other reason. Excuse me. And this is nuts. This is truly insane. And I'm going to say this flat out. This was a false flag. Okay? This was not an anarchist group. This was not a right-wing extremist group. This was not Al-Qaeda. I mean, come on. Use common sense. And it was definitely not North Korea. Who does that leave? Our own fucking government. Our government kills us. They kill us for profit. They kill us to enslave us. This is what they do. That is all government does. There is no good government. Anarchy is the only way. But back to the Boston bombing. On that day, CISPA was passed. The Cyber Internet Security Act. I believe it's called. I may be missing a couple words on that, but I know it's a cybersecurity bill, basically. It was passed by the House, I believe. It's moving up, but it was still passed. And I also heard rumors, I haven't seen any official reports, but there was rumors that Obama, Cheney, and Bush were supposed to be indicted for war crimes by the ICC, the International Criminals Court. Of course that would never happen, but it was funny that on that same day, there's a terrorist attack, which it is a terrorist attack. And I'm not meaning guys in turbans out in the fucking deserts attacking us, because that they're not the only terrorists. Yes, there are terrorists in that fucking group. It's just how people are, especially when they've been bombed for 30 years. 30 years. Get that? But our government, they are the terrorists. They enslave other countries under martial law. They kill innocent people every day. They send our fucking friends, our relatives, husbands, if you're a girl, or if you're gay, don't judge. They send, or your girlfriend, girls aren't too much in combat, but it happens, but your girlfriend or wife, they send them over there to fight for their oil, for their money, for opium fields. That's what this is all about. This is nothing about your freedom. And they're just whittling away. Day by day, they're whittling away our freedoms. This marathon is going to be bad. This whole event is going to be bad. I mean, Boston was a fucking a militarized police state during the manhunt. People were taken out of their houses against their will. And I saw pictures of a shuttle bus on the street along with other armorized fucking police vehicles. I'm guessing they were putting people on that shuttle to take them somewhere. They do that, and people consent to it. The people consented because they're sheep. They said, okay, Mr. Lawman, take me out of my home. Even though the fucking bomber is not here, take me out of my home. And another thing is I believe this was going on, and these pictures were taken before or after. Yeah, after they had found him and they knew he was in the backyard of someone's house in a boat, and they were still taking people out of their houses. That's as far as I know. This is getting nuts. This world, this government, I mean, this is another fucking 9/11, just way less casualties, of course. There was 30,000 plus people killed on 9/11. This is only a couple dozen injured and 3 dead. Yes, that's horrible. I'm not saying that it's, not a bad thing, but this is still another false flag. That's all I can say about it. It's a fucking false flag. It's obvious. The media could barely put together a fucking story for it. With the internet releasing those pictures of the suspects, they didn't know what the fuck to do now. after that. They were baffled. They lost all control because the internet came out and fucking showed who did it. And this is another theory I have. The one thing I know for sure is that the government was involved somehow. As to who actually did it, of the suspects that have been named, I don't know. I don't know if the two that were killed, or the one that was killed and then the one that was caught, I don't know if they were really supposed to be involved in it. Maybe they were set up. I've heard rumors of that. They could have, one of the kids then was missing for a month before this happened, and the CIA and the FBI have been known to drug people and kidnap them to commit, acts of terror, so it can't be traced back to them. But they did have some operatives there to make sure shit went as planned, and they got out fine. Where are they? What happened to them? Why is nobody trying to find them? These are questions that really need answered. And the people that are asking them, they are putting their lives on the line. Everyone that brought this story out is putting their life on the line, just so we can have truth and accountability in this fucking government. Hopefully it'll happen soon. I think that's about it. If you like any more videos of speculation on shit like this, subscribe. I don't know. Do what you do.